Most people go to Florida and spend their entire vacation standing in a long line for a roller coaster, but they are completely missing the side of the state that actually feels like a dream. If you only visit the big theme parks, you're basically ignoring the hidden islands, the giant sea cows, and the secret underwater caves that make this place one of the most unique spots on Earth. Florida is a massive state with over 1,300 miles of coastline, and honestly, if you pick the wrong destination, you might end up stuck in a concrete jungle or a massive tourist trap that drains your bank account. You need a plan that covers everything from the wild jungles of the south to the white sugar sand of the north. In this guide, I'm going to break down the 10 best places you have to see, including a spot where you can literally swim with massive wild animals and a city that feels more like Europe than America. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to avoid the crowds. First on our list is a place that feels like it shouldn't even be part of the United States. Key West is the southernmost point of the country, and getting there is half the fun. You have to drive down the Overseas Highway, which is a 113-mile road that literally floats over the ocean. You're surrounded by turquoise water on both sides for hours. Once you get to Key West, the vibe changes completely. It's laid back, colorful, and a little bit weird in the best way possible. There are wild chickens walking around the streets like they own the place. You have to visit Duval Street if you want to see the nightlife, but the real magic is at Mallory Square during sunset. Every single night, people gather there to watch the sun go down. You can hear the sound of dominoes clicking in the park, smell the strong Cuban coffee, and see people rolling cigars in the windows. It's loud, it's vibrant, and the food is incredible. Order a Cubano sandwich and a cafecito, but be careful because that coffee is strong enough to keep you awake for 3 days. It's a city of extremes, very expensive and very flashy. If you want a break from the noise, head over to the Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. It's this massive old mansion built right on the water that looks like an Italian villa. We have to talk about Orlando, but let's look past the giant mouse for a second. Disney and Universal are huge, but Orlando has a natural side that is actually breathtaking. Just a short drive from the theme parks, you'll find places like Blue Spring State Park. In the winter, hundreds of manatees gather in the crystal clear water because it stays a perfect 72 degrees. Seeing these giant, gentle floating just a few feet away from you is way more exciting than any plastic ride. It feels like a totally different world. If you want a cool neighborhood vibe, check out Winter Park. You can take a boat tour through the canals that connect different lakes. You'll see massive mansions and old oak trees. Orlando is also becoming a huge food city. Instead of eating fast food in the parks, go to the Mills 50 district for some of the best Asian food you've ever had. St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States, and you can really feel that history when you walk down the narrow cobblestone streets founded by the Spanish in 1565. The main attraction is the Castillo de San Marcos. It's a giant stone fort made out of, which is basically a rock made of crushed seashells. The city is also famous for being one of the most haunted places in the country. If you're into spooky stuff, you have to take a ghost tour at night. Even if you don't believe in ghosts, the architecture and the old world feel make it a must-see. It's perfect for people who want a mix of history and beach time. The Everglades is one of the most misunderstood places in Florida. People think it's just a big swamp full of bugs, but it's actually that supports thousands of species. This is the only place on the planet where alligators and crocodiles live together in the same water. The best way to see it is on an airboat skim across the shallow water. When you're out there, you'll see herons, turtles, and almost certainly some massive alligators sunning themselves on the banks. It feels like you've traveled back in time to when dinosaurs ruled. The best time to visit is from December to April, when the weather is cooler and the bugs aren't as aggressive. It shows you what Florida looked like before hotels. If you head way up north to the Panhandle, you'll find Destin and the Emerald Coast. The sand here is legendary. It's made of pure Appalachian quartz and feels like powdered sugar. The water is a bright, clear green, which is why they call it the Emerald Coast. Destin is known as the... If you like being out on the water, you can rent a boat and head to Crab Island. It's a giant sandbar underwater, where where hundreds of boats park and people set up stalls. This is probably one of the coolest things you can do in the world. Crystal River is the only place in the US where you can legally swim with manatees in the wild. These animals are huge. They can weigh over 1,000 pounds, but they are incredibly peaceful. They are very curious and will often swim right up to you. The water in the springs is perfectly clear. It's a very emotional experience to sit still in the water and have a giant manatee look you right in the eye. If you ask locals where the best beach in Florida is, a lot of them will tell you Siesta Key in Sarasota. It has been voted the #1 beach in America multiple times. Sarasota also has a lot of culture. You can visit the Ringling Museum, owned by the guy who started the famous circus. He built a mansion called Sadazan that looks like Venice. Sanibel and Captiva Islands are famous for shells. Because of the way the island is shaped, it acts like a giant scoop that catches millions of seashells from the Gulf of Mexico. People come from all over for the... Over half of the island is a protected wildlife refuge where you can see roseate spoonbills, bright pink birds like flamingos. Finally, we have the Tampa Bay area. This is the perfect spot if you can't decide what kind of vacation you want. You've got busch gardens and historic Ybor City. St. Pete is home to the Salvador Dalí Museum, which has the largest collection of his work outside of Europe. The building itself looks like a giant glass bubble is melting out of it. Now, here is the problem. Florida is beautiful, but it can be a nightmare if you don't prepare. The biggest challenge is the weather, especially the heat and humidity. In the summer, you will feel like you are walking through warm soup. Also, it rains almost every single day in the afternoon. It usually only lasts for 30 minutes, but it's a downpour. The other thing is the distance. Florida is huge. You can't see Miami and the Panhandle in the same weekend unless you want to spend 14 hours in a car. The moment everything clicks for a traveler is when they realize that the best parts of the state are the ones that haven't been paved over. Go to Dry Tortugas National Park. It's a remote island west of Key West, and you can only get there by boat or seaplane. It has a massive unfinished brick fort and some of the clearest water for snorkeling. Florida is a mix of different cultures, wild nature, and beautiful sunshine. Whether you're diving into a spring or eating a Cuban sandwich, there is an energy here you won't find anywhere else. Florida is a mix of different cultures, wild nature, and beautiful sunshine. Whether you're diving into a spring or eating a Cuban sandwich, there is an energy here you won't find anywhere else. Just remember to pack your sunscreen, stay hydrated, and keep an eye out for the alligators. If you want to see exactly how to pack for a tropical trip, click the video on the screen now. Just remember to pack your sunscreen, stay hydrated, and keep an eye out for the alligators. If you want to see exactly how to pack for a tropical trip, click the video on the screen now.